The cold silence of deep space broke as an ancient warship slipped out of faster-than-light travel. Its hull was black, worn and battle-scarred, but still intact. Across its side, faded letters spelled a name long forgotten by the galaxy: Valkyrie. Commander Jarek Voss stood on the command deck, his hands behind his back. The stars stretched wide before him, unfamiliar and cold. Around him, his crew worked in silence. No one spoke unless needed. They knew where they were: Sector 9B, deep in Galactic Empire territory. A place no human ship should be. "We're in," said Lieutenant Maris, breaking the quiet. "No immediate contacts. Scanners show Imperial relay stations nearby, but passive." Jarek nodded. "They'll see us soon. Power up stealth mode. Keep our weapons offline." He stared at the starfield. It had been 200 years since Earth vanished from the galactic map. No transmissions, no colonies, no humans. As far as the rest of the galaxy knew, humanity was extinct. They were wrong. A warning light blinked on the console. Maris tapped it. "Contact. Imperial scout ship. Heading this way. Fast." Jarek turned to the crew. "Battle stations. No aggression unless fired upon. Let them come." The Valkyrie remained still as a slender silver Imperial vessel approached. A voice came through the comms, sharp and demanding. "Unidentified vessel. This is Patrol Unit K-17 of the Galactic Empire. You are in restricted space. Identify yourself immediately." Jarek waited 3 seconds. "This is Commander Jarek Voss of the warship Valkyrie. Human origin. We mean no harm. We are on a mission of peace." There was a long silence. Then the voice returned. Angry, panicked, "Impossible. Human ships no longer exist. Shut down your engines, and prepare to be boarded." Jarek's voice stayed calm. "Negative. We will not allow boarding. We will defend ourselves if attacked." The scout ship locked weapons. "Shields up," Jarek ordered. "Brace for impact." The Imperial ship fired. A blue bolt sizzled across space, but missed. Jarek acted fast. EMP burst. "Disable them. Do not destroy." The Valkyrie fired a pulse from its underside. The Imperial scout crackled with static and drifted powerless. "Status?" Jarek asked. "Ships disabled. No life loss. They'll recover in hours." Jarek turned to the star map. "Then we don't have much time. That signal we picked up, plot a course. Get us to that old relay station." Lieutenant Maris hesitated. "Commander, we just announced to the galaxy that humanity's back." Jarek's expression hardened. "Good. Let them panic." Far away in the heart of the Galactic Empire, an alert flashed red on Admiral Karth Hexen's command table. A single word blinked: "Human." He stood slowly, eyes narrowing. "Find that ship," he said to his officers, "and erase it." The command deck of the Valkyrie was dimly lit mostly by the glow of star charts and control panels. Commander Jarek Voss sat in his chair, silent, staring at the map of the region. Sector 9B had once been neutral space. Now it was locked under heavy Imperial control, like the rest of the Outer Rim. They were moving fast, heading toward a long-abandoned human relay station. The signal it gave off was faint, buried under layers of static, but Jarek knew it was there. That signal had been his goal since childhood. He stood up and walked toward the observation window. The stars stretched like frozen fires. "I was born on a ghost planet," he said quietly, as if speaking to the stars. "Earth, once the heart of humanity, now erased." Lieutenant Maris, sitting nearby, looked up from her console. "Commander." Jarek turned. "Time to know who we are. The crew deserves it." He tapped a button on his wrist console. A hollow beep sounded through the ship. "All hands, this is Commander Voss. Report to the main briefing room." The crew gathered in silence. 12 people, pilots, engineers, technicians, all born in deep space, raised in secrecy. They wore the black and silver uniform of the Valkyrie, each carrying the symbol of a broken circle on their chest. It was Earth's last known emblem. Jarek stood in front of them, hands resting on the edge of the table. "I was born in a hidden colony, orbiting Jupiter's ruins," he began. "My parents were scientists. They told me stories of Earth before it went dark, before the Senate turned its back on us." He tapped the table. A hologram flickered on. It showed Earth, old images, cities in the sky, green lands now lost. 200 years ago, Earth vanished, not destroyed, but silent. The Galactic Empire claimed we left by choice, that we withdrew. But our records, what little we recovered, say something different. He zoomed in on the signal they had found. This beacon was buried deep in Imperial space. It's human-made. Its code matches early Earth defense tech. We believe it was one of our last outposts. If there are answers, they're there. Maris stepped forward. Commander, if this relay proves Earth was silenced, not forgotten, what happens next? Jarek looked her in the eye. Then we make the galaxy listen. Back on the bridge, alarms beeped again. Another ping, Maris said. An Imperial drone scanned us. It backed off, but they know our course. Estimated time to the relay, Jarek asked. 2 hours at sublight speed. No safe jump route. Jarek nodded. Then we go fast, and we stay quiet. The crew returned to stations, preparing for possible contact. The stars moved slowly around them, a calm sea hiding sharp teeth. In the darkness of space, the Valkyrie flew like a ghost, carrying a man with one mission: restore the truth about Earth and its people. Far behind them, Admiral Karth Hexen watched tracking data scroll across his personal screen. Commander, Jarek Voss, he whispered. So the dead have learned to speak. He turned to his aide. Send word to the Senate. Tell them the humans are not extinct. One still lives. The Galactic Senate chamber floated above the glowing clouds of Arcanus Prime, a planet known for its peaceful skies and quiet corruption. Inside the chamber, rows of alien delegates buzzed with confusion and fear. A human warship had appeared. Not in ancient records, not in simulation. A real one, armed, active, and defiant. Admiral Karth Hexen stood at the center platform, calm in his black command robes. His silver rank stripes shimmered in the light. He looked older than he was, worn down by secrets and years of covering them. He spoke with a steady voice. Honored senators, we face a threat that was buried long ago. The human ship Valkyrie is real. Its commander is Jarek Voss, and he is not lost. A low wave of murmurs echoed through the room. Impossible, hissed a delegate from the dronary species. Humans destroyed themselves. No, said another, from the Fisari system. They were erased. The Empire saw to that, didn't it? Hexen raised his hand. Silence. This is not a debate about the past. It is about the present. The Valkyrie is moving through Sector 9B. It has already disabled one Imperial vessel. We must act. But how? A senator demanded. If word spreads, we risk chaos. You remember what the humans left behind: technology, weapons, ideas. Hexen gave a hard nod. Which is why I propose full military authority to intercept and destroy the ship before it spreads its lies. A vote was called. Most raised their hands. A few did not. One of those few was Senator Val Oren, an older, sharp-eyed member from the neutral worlds. He watched Hexen with suspicion. As the chamber cleared, he turned to his aide. Prepare a secure channel. I want to speak to the human. Meanwhile, aboard the Valkyrie, the ship approached the coordinates of the old relay station. The structure came into view, floating in darkness, metal arms twisted and broken. It had no lights, no movement. Dead in space, said Maris. Looks abandoned, said Engineer Thalon. But it's still broadcasting. Jarek studied it. We dock carefully. No assumptions. Scan for traps. As the crew prepared for boarding, Maris received an incoming signal. Her face tightened. It's not from the station, she said. Encrypted. Source unknown. Play it, Jarek said. A voice crackled through the static. Male, firm, deliberate. Commander Voss, my name is Senator Val Oren. I believe you seek the truth. So do I. Jarek raised an eyebrow. An Imperial senator. He's neutral aligned, Maris said. Known critic of Hexen, but still part of the system. The message continued. If you wish to know what really happened to Earth, meet me. Carroll Station. 2 days. I'll come alone. Jarek stared at the stars beyond the relay station. This could be a trap, Maris warned. Or the first real ally we've had in centuries, Jarek said. He turned to the crew. We dock, retrieve what we can, then we meet the senator. Back in the Senate Tower, Admiral Hexen received a private report. The aide looked nervous. Sir, Senator Oren sent an unauthorized transmission. Coordinates lead to Carroll Station. Hexen's face darkened. So the traitor reveals himself. He stood and turned toward the war room. Send a stealth fleet. Let the human come. Let the senator speak. And when they do, end them both. Carroll Station was old and nearly forgotten. It floated at the edge of a quiet asteroid belt, far from busy trade routes. Once a refueling outpost, it had been abandoned by the Empire decades ago. Now it was silent, dead space. The Valkyrie dropped out of faster-than-light travel on the far side of the belt. Commander Jarek Voss stood on the bridge, arms crossed, eyes locked on the station ahead. Any signs of life? He asked. Lieutenant Maris shook her head. Scanners show minimal power, no active weapons, no signals. If the senator's here, he's hiding. Or bait, Jarek muttered. Keep shields at minimum, passive mode only. The Valkyrie glided closer, passing between drifting rocks and frozen debris. The silence was thick. Docking clamps ready, said Thalen, the engineer. We're secure. Jarek turned to Maris. Keep the ship ready to launch. If anything moves, get us out. Then he turned to his security officer. I'll go with a team, 4 only. Quiet. Inside Carroll Station, the air was thin but breathable. Emergency lights flickered in dusty halls. The sound of their boots echoed as Jarek and his team moved slowly, weapons drawn. They reached the central chamber. There, a single figure stood in a long brown cloak, Senator Val Oren. You came, the senator said. His voice was calm, steady. You've caused quite a storm, Commander Voss. Jarek lowered his weapon slightly, but didn't relax. I came for answers. What do you know about Earth's disappearance? Oren nodded. A lot more than I should. The Senate erased Earth because they feared your potential. The Empire's rise needed one less rival. Your people were given a choice: vanish or be destroyed. Jarek's jaw clenched. Proof? The senator handed him a small black data core. This has the Senate's original orders. Audio, documents, even videos of the meeting that sealed your fate. Before Jarek could respond, the station shook. A deep rumble echoed through the walls. What was that? Shouted one of the soldiers. Jarek's comm crackled. Commander, Imperial ships incoming. Multiple. It's an ambush. Outside, 5 Imperial stealth cruisers uncloaked and surrounded the Valkyrie. Turrets lit up, and red bolts filled the space around the station. Get back to the ship now, Jarek shouted. They ran through the corridors as the station groaned from weapons fire. Pipes burst. Lights flickered. A blast door closed in front of them. Override it, Jarek ordered. Thalen hacked the panel, sweating. Almost got it. The door slid open. They sprinted the last stretch to the docking tunnel. On the bridge, Maris flew the Valkyrie with sharp precision. Weapons online. Return fire. Don't stop moving. The ship weaved between enemy blasts. Shields flared, weakened with every hit. Jarek and his team climbed aboard. We have the senator and the data. Punch it. The ship detached just as an enemy cruiser launched a missile. The explosion sent debris spinning. The Valkyrie rolled hard but escaped the shockwave. Inside, alarms blared. Damage reports flooded the screen. We can't fight them all, Maris said. We need to jump. Coordinates set, Thalen yelled. Long-range beacon from old human space. Do it, Jarek said. The Valkyrie jumped into the void, leaving flames and wreckage behind. Admiral Karth Hexen watched the battle footage from his war room. Failure, he said coldly. But they'll run out of places to hide. He turned to his aide. Send word to all sectors. The human ship must be destroyed. No more warnings. No more diplomacy. On board the Valkyrie, Jarek placed the data core into the ship's archive. He looked at Senator Oren. If what's on this is real, it changes everything. Oren nodded. Then it's time the galaxy learns the truth. Jarek's eyes narrowed. We'll show them. The Valkyrie dropped out of hyperspace near a shattered moon, circling a dead world. In the shadows of that world floated a forgotten structure, silent, rusting, and ancient. Jarek stood on the bridge, staring at the massive ring-shaped station. It was the final location tied to the signal hidden in the data core Senator Oren had given him. There was no name for the place, no records in Imperial databases. Only one word remained in the internal human logs. Sanctum. This is it, Jarek said. The last outpost of Earth. Still no activity, Maris reported. But the station's systems are responding to our signal. It knows we're human. Dock us, Jarek said. Let's find what they buried. The air inside the Sanctum station was stale but clean. Dust covered every surface, yet the lights flickered on as if expecting them. Jarek, Maris, Thalen, and Senator Oren stepped into the central control chamber. The walls were lined with old Earth technology, thick consoles, blue-lit screens, and armored servers humming softly. Thalen found the main access terminal and connected a relay cable. I can unlock it, he said, but it's encrypted deep. Old protocols. Take your time, Jarek said. This is the last chance we may have. After several minutes, the screen flashed. A voice, human and female, echoed through the chamber. Access confirmed. Welcome, Commander. The screen displayed a date, February 9, 3299, and a message marked Top Secret, Earth Evacuation Protocols. They watched in silence as an old video began to play. On the screen, leaders of Earth stood in a hidden chamber. The main speaker was President Lyra Kale, humanity's final elected leader. She looked tired, solemn. This is Earth's final message. The Galactic Senate has demanded we disband, dissolve, or be destroyed. We've chosen a third path, disappearance. Gasps echoed in the control room. The Empire fears our science, our independence, our ideas. So we will vanish, erase our colonies, fake our collapse, and wait. Let history forget us. One day someone will return. When they do, they'll find this message. The screen went dark. Thalen scrolled through more files. Sensor logs of Imperial warships destroying human satellites. Internal memos. Orders from Senate Command authorizing containment and suppression of the human threat. Senator Oren stepped back, shaken. This is betrayal on a galactic scale. Jarek's face was stone. They didn't just erase us. They hunted us. He turned to Maris. Can we send this to the outer networks? She hesitated. Not from here. The station is too deep in shadow space. But if we reach an open relay, yes, we can show the whole galaxy. Jarek nodded. Then that's our new mission. Thalen looked worried. Commander, the Empire won't stay quiet. Once they know we have this data. They already know, Jarek said. They tried to stop us at Corel. Jarek turned back to the glowing core. They thought Earth died in silence, he said. Let's make sure the truth screams loud enough to shake the stars. In a dark chamber aboard an Imperial battleship, Admiral Karth Hexen watched the same footage from a hacked feed. His jaw tightened. So they found it. He turned to his officers. Send every ship in range. The Valkyrie must be destroyed before it reaches a broadcast station. This time no survivors. Jarek stood once more on the bridge of the Valkyrie. The data core now locked in the main system. A new course was set toward the nearest galactic relay hub. Prepare for pursuit, Jarek said. The Empire is coming. Let them. He looked out into the stars. We have something more powerful than weapons now, he said. Maris nodded. Truth. Jarek's voice was firm. Then let's give it to the galaxy. The Valkyrie emerged from hyperspace near the edge of the Cinder Relay Hub. The station floated between twin stars, massive and bright, bathing everything in golden light. Dozens of trade routes passed through this sector. Thousands of signals crisscrossed the space. It was the perfect place to broadcast the truth. Commander Jarek Voss stood on the bridge, watching the relay grow larger on the view screen. This is it, he said. Send handshake request to the station. Prepare the data. Lieutenant Maris tapped quickly at her console. Request sent. We're cleared to dock without a ring port. Senator Oren joined Jarek near the window. Once the truth is out, The Empire will lose its grip. The public won't stay silent. They'll try to stop it, Jarek said. With everything they have. Moments later, a sharp alarm rang through the ship. Multiple contacts, Maris said. Imperial fleet inbound. 5 destroyers, 2 cruisers. They're dropping out of warp. Now, outside, blue energy flared as massive warships appeared in formation. The Imperial ships were sleek and dark, lined with rows of glowing red cannons. At the front of the fleet, aboard the dreadnought Vengeance, Admiral Karth Hexen stood calmly. "Target the human vessel," he said. "End this." The Valkyrie swerved hard as the first shots blasted through space. Energy beams sliced past the ship. One grazed the hull, shaking the deck. Sparks flew, shields holding at 68%. Thalin shouted. "We won't last long," Maris added. "We can't outrun them." Jarek's voice was steady. "Then we finish the mission. Begin the upload to the relay." The ship's AI activated the secure transmission protocol. The core data, Earth's final message, Senate betrayal files, and video proof began to transfer. "Upload started," Maris said. ETA, 8 minutes. Another blast rocked the ship. A console exploded behind them. Smoke filled the bridge. "Divert power from weapons to shields," Jarek ordered. "Buy us time." The Valkyrie spun through enemy fire, releasing decoy flares and jamming signals. Smaller Imperial fighters swarmed in, trying to block the ship's path to the relay. "We're being boxed in," Thalin warned. "Hold the line," Jarek said. "Don't let them shut us down." Outside, the battle grew fierce. The Valkyrie took hit after hit. The hull cracked. Fires broke out in the lower decks. But the crew held on. 4 minutes to upload," Maris called out. Suddenly, a heavy shot struck the left engine pod. The ship jerked. Emergency lights flashed red. "We're venting plasma," Thalin yelled. "Hull breach on deck 4, seal it off." "Keep transmitting," Jarek said. Another voice cut through the noise. Admiral Hexen, broadcasting from the Vengeance. "Commander Voss, stand down. Your ship is dying. You cannot win." Jarek activated the reply channel. "You erased my people. You buried the truth. But now the galaxy will hear it." Hexen's voice turned cold. "Then die knowing you failed." The Vengeance charged its main cannon. Energy gathered at its core. "Brace for impact," Maris shouted. Before the shot fired, the Valkyrie released a concentrated EMP pulse. The nearby cruisers flickered, blinded. The main cannon stalled. 2 minutes left, Maris said. Jarek turned to his crew. "If we don't make it out, know this, our mission matters. What we're doing will outlive us." Thalin looked up. Blood on his forehead. "It's been an honor, Commander." The ship shook again. Half the bridge went dark. 30 seconds, Maris whispered. Admiral Hexen gave the order. "Fire all weapons." Dozens of beams lashed out. One struck the Valkyrie's engine core. The ship jolted violently. Consoles exploded. Hull plating ripped apart. Maris screamed. "Upload complete." The signal burst from the Valkyrie, shooting toward the relay. The station caught it, processed it, and then every news channel, trade broadcast and public stream across the galaxy lit up. People on every world saw Earth's message. They saw the truth. They heard humanity's voice again. On the bridge, fire crackled around them. The Valkyrie was dying. Jarek pulled himself up, coughing. "We did it," he said. Maris, barely conscious, nodded. "We made them hear." Outside, the Imperial ships held their fire. It was too late. Across the galaxy, the truth spread like fire in dry grass. From the icy domes of the Varkari colonies to the floating cities of Nemes Prime, millions watched the footage broadcast from the Valkyrie. They saw Earth's final message. They heard President Lyra Kale's voice. They witnessed the original orders, signed by high-ranking Senate officials, declaring the exile of humanity. The lie was broken. Protests began within hours. Across Imperial systems, citizens demanded answers. Holoscreens filled with messages. Why were the humans erased? What else has the Empire hidden? On neutral worlds, support for Commander Jarek Voss grew rapidly. Statues were painted with broken circles. Old human languages, long forgotten, were posted on banners. We remember, we return. In the Galactic Senate, chaos unfolded. Senators shouted, argued, and pointed fingers. Some denied everything. Others called for immediate investigation. But one voice was silent. Admiral Karth Hexen. He stood alone in the war chamber aboard the Vengeance, staring at the last transmission from the Valkyrie. The image of Jarek Voss burned on the screen. Bloodied, bruised, but unbroken. They chose truth over fear, Hexen said quietly. I underestimated them. An aide entered the chamber. Sir, the Senate has called for your resignation. An arrest warrant is being prepared. Hexen did not respond. He walked to the window and looked out at the stars. They were supposed to be gone, he whispered. But they never stopped watching. He turned and gave his final order. Deactivate all command links. Wipe the mainframe. Let them come. Far away, drifting in a damaged escape vessel, Jarek Voss stared at the stars. The Valkyrie was gone. The ship had broken apart after the broadcast. Only a few crew members survived the escape. Jarek, Maris, Thelen, and Senator Oren among them. They floated in silence now, waiting for rescue. Or for death. Maris coughed, clutching a cracked rib. Worth it? Jarek looked at her. His face was calm. Yes. Oren leaned against the wall of the pod. The Empire won't survive this. Not as it is. No, Jarek said. But something new might rise. Something better. Thelen wiped blood from his cheek. And us? What happens now? Jarek looked out the window. The stars glowed, endless, waiting. We find Earth, he said. We go home. Maris managed a small smile. You really think it's still there? I don't know, Jarek said. But I believe it will hear us now. A blinking light flashed on the pod's console, an incoming signal. Maris reached for it. It's a response, not Imperial, it's human. Everyone froze. The signal was weak but clear. To the Valkyrie crew, this is Heaven Base. Earth lives. Welcome home. Jarek closed his eyes. For the first time in his life, he felt peace. The galaxy knew the truth. The lie had fallen, and humanity had returned.